Hi there! It's Farley from the Mazatlan Diaries. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Now today you're thinking, what are you doing, Farley? This is such clickbait. Good, bad, oh my gosh, do you make videos like that? Well, today I do, because not everybody is here in Mazatlan yet. Some of you are soon to be expats, right? I'm talking to you, Canadians. I'm talking to you, United Statesians. Some of you are thinking, where should I land in Mexico? Oaxaca? Puerto Vallarta? Merida? Querétaro? Ensenada? Los Cabos? I'm so confused. Or should I come to Mazatlan? Well, I have a few thoughts. As you might imagine, we've only lived here really about 4 or 5 months, and I'm not an expert. I know it. I know I'm not an expert, but I do have thoughts. So today we're gonna dive in. What's good about Mazatlan? What's bad about Mazatlan? Let's go. Ding. Good. Lower cost of living. Now, I didn't say low, I said lower, right? Not everybody has the same view on what is lower cost of living. So this is definitely my opinion, and there are cheaper cities to live in Mexico. Go find them for sure. You should do your research. And Mazatlan is very popular, and it is getting more expensive, but it's still paradise on a budget. No question. Paradise for retirees, paradise for digital nomads, for young couples raising a family who want a different kind of life than they might have in Canada or the United States. And so, you get a lot here for your buck, right? A lot of bang for your buck in Mazatlan. So it's true, it's good. Bad. Lots of building going on, lots of gentrification. Now you're thinking, wait, isn't it good that there's lots of things being built? I mean, then I'll have a lot of options, right? Well, maybe. Because gentrification hurts the locals, right? It makes it harder for them to live here and to be able to afford to live here, right? And then, if so many people flooding the city with all these new building projects and all these things being built, is that good for the city? The infrastructure, are there going to be too many people here? Is it going to get a little too crowded? So, yeah, it could be a bad thing. We're going to find out. Good. Very good, right? Friendly people. And I mean friendly like they actually want to know how you really are today. When they say, how are you? They want to know, right? Friendly waiters, friendly locals, friendly cab drivers, friendly anybody you meet on the beach, random people on the street. And all the expats are incredibly friendly too. It makes a difference. It charms you. Right? People look you in the eye and are actually interested in you, right? If you come from the big city, you know what I'm talking about, where people don't really engage with you that much, right? Random people, but here, no one really feels like a stranger. And maybe I'm making it too woo-woo, but it is a significant thing, and people feel it. The friendliness factor is real, and it's good. Bad. Part-timers. Now, what does that mean? Well, there are a lot of expats who are only here 2 to 6 months a year. They don't live here in the summers because the summers are very hot. So, let's say you made 25 new expat friends while you've been here. Maybe only 2 are still going to be here in the summer months. So if you're living here full time, This is a real issue. Now, obviously, you hopefully have made friends with people who are locals, right? Of course, you should make friends with the locals, duh. But your expat friends might not be here. So you're not going to have that support a lot of the time. And it could be an issue for you. And that is not true, of a lot of other cities in Mexico, but the part-timers thing is real, and it's very significant. So that could be bad for you if you're going to live here full-time. Good. You can get by with very little Spanish here and a translate app on your phone. Now, you might drive some people crazy here, but if you're in a very touristy section of Mazatlan, like the Golden Zone, Zona Dorado, Sabalo Country, Cerritos, where a lot of expats live, you can get by with your English. Now, mind you, if you're doing something complicated like renovating a home, this gets harder, and you're going to need help and assistance with someone who can translate for you. So, that's real. But I'd say it's good for most expats. If they're coming here, you're gonna be okay if you don't know that much Spanish. But hey, learn some, all right? And use that translate app. It's amazing. You can use it to look at menus. It'll translate on the fly for you. Translate a sign, whatever. You can use it. It's amazing. If you haven't used a translate app on your iPhone before, open it up. It's pretty awesome. So people can speak into it and translate it's great. So you can get by here with that. There are a lot of people who speak English here. So, but help out the locals. Learn a little Spanish. Learn. Bad. Bad. The summer heat is bad here. In fact, several people have said the words unbearable heat to us. Like you have to have a strategy for the summer. You're taking more than one shower a day. You are in the pool, if you have a pool, a lot. You are not going outside until nighttime. You are in the water a lot. It's just, you've got to stay cool. You have the air conditioning on constantly. It's hot, folks. It's really hot, okay? So do not underestimate this factor when making your decision. And that's why a lot of people are here 2 to 6 months a year, because they can't handle the heat in the summer. So listen when I say it's hot. We hit the tail end of it in October, and it was brutal. And I know that wasn't the worst of it. So yeah, take that seriously. Good. It's a walkable place. We've picked a walkable neighborhood, but there's lots of walkable neighborhoods. You can walk in Sabalo Country, in Cerritos, in El Centro, down the Malecón, in Zona Dorado. All these different neighborhoods are very, very walkable. So you're probably gonna have a open air market or a supermarket or all your favorite restaurants, the beach. All this stuff is very, very close by. And I think most of the time we're walking anywhere from 2 minutes to 20 minutes quite easily, multiple times a day. So we still use Ubers a lot, of course, but it's a very walkable city. Unless it's summertime. Unless it's summertime. Bad. Well, sometimes bad. Not all the time bad, and not everywhere bad. But there is a smell, and it's coming from the sewers, and it's because things are overbuilt in certain areas or certain things have not been addressed, problems in the sewer, whatever. You're gonna run into some bad smells here, okay? Don't throw a shoe at the camera, okay? I'm sorry I'm bringing it up. I don't wanna bring it up, but it would be wrong of me not to mention it. Okay, now, mind you, this is not not just a Mazatlan problem, okay? And it's not just a Mexico problem. All kinds of cities have this kind of problem. Infrastructure gets old or needs to be, torn out and completely redone because, new buildings have cropped up and things haven't been adjusted for, age and just even that there's hundreds more people living on a street than they used to. Now the sewer can't handle it. So I bring it up because I care. And it's not all the time, it's not everywhere, but it's real, and I'm telling you. Good. I mean really good. Transportation here is top notch. Now I'm not driving a car, so I'm talking about Ubers, Diaries, and the bus. And they're fairly inexpensive. The bus, I think, just went up a little bit, but it's like 15 pesos a ride. Very inexpensive. Didi is half the price of Uber. Uber is still economical, but Didi is even cheaper. So transportation is a good thing here. And of course, you've got the cabs, you've got the pulmonias. They're more expensive, but the pulmonias are really, really fun. And they're all decorated and lit up. And you ought to try one because it's really fun. So transportation here is a big thumbs up. I don't drive here. I think it is a little challenging to drive here, but I'm glad I'm not doing it. But anyway, but as far as if you're someone without a car, don't worry about it. The transportation situation is aces here. Bad. It's a bit of a tourist trap during the holidays. This is an incredibly popular destination for Mexicans between Christmas and New Year's, of course for Carnival, and then again during Easter. And other times of year too, but those are the biggies. And also motorcycle week. I don't even want to go through motorcycle week. I don't think I can take it. So anyway, what happens during those periods is it's just flooded with people. There are lots of people. It becomes an unbelievable tourist trap destination. And it's just a lot of people. Now, you can kind of just plan for that, right? But, maybe you're not going to eat out as much during that period. Maybe you're going to make a lot more of your own meals and, watch movies at home. I don't know. If it really bothers you, you find a way to get through those periods. But, yeah, it's kind of bad. I mean, it depends on your point of view, right? Good. Because Mazatlan is fun. There's so much to do here. We've got a big marina. You can do all kinds of stuff, boating activities, whale watching, just a sunset sail, right? You've got the beach with the other activities, jet skiing and boogie boarding and just playing in the water. You've got a huge art colony in El Centro where you can go on art tours. You can go on food tours. You can go to the aquarium. You can go to the observatory. You can take walks down the Malecón, as I have done, and ride and walk. And you can walk your dog. You can go out for drinks. You can hear any kind of music you could possibly want to hear. Every day through the afternoon and all into the evening, almost every restaurant has music playing, live music playing. It's extraordinary. There's classes, there's just endless supply of fun. Or you can do nothing at all. But I highly recommend you have some fun because it's everywhere, all around. And you get to meet a lot of really cool people. It's a fun place. Bad. Yeah, it's bad. The noise can really get to people. In fact, there are people who start here in the kind of the more touristy, by the beach center of town, and then move to the north part of town, which is like the Cerritos area, because it's quieter. Here where we are, and by the Malecón and in El Centro, parties, music, fireworks, motorcycles, banda can go on until the wee hours of the morning. It has happened even just a couple days ago that I was woken up at 2 a.m. and then again at 4 a.m. with banda and fireworks and parties. And so you either got to take a chill pill about it or move, because it's real and it's a bit of a challenge. And it's one of those things where at first I was like, no big deal, but over time it has worn on me. It has worn on my nerves. So yeah, it's noisy here. If you don't like banda though, I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's a lot of banda here, a lot. And it's very popular with Mexicans, not so much with expats. It's a real cultural divide right there. It's loud music. It's loud. So yeah, noise, not so fun. Good, very good, special kind of good. What haven't I already said about El Centro, right? I've dedicated videos to this part of town. It's so special. It's the architecture, the colonial architecture is stunning. They light it up at night. It's just beautiful. It's very, very walkable. We have Pino Suarez Market there. You have the beach right there and the Malecón. You have so many great restaurants, art studios, the Angela Peralta Theater, Mazatlan Film and Theater at El Recreo, which has more than film and theater there. They've got all kinds of music and activities and art. And everything is super walkable, so that if you have to walk across El Centro, it's like, takes you like 5 minutes, right? Or something like that. That's been my experience. Anything I want to see in El Centro, it's just like boop, boop, boop. Oh, now I'm there. It's a great, great part of town. A total jewel, and very special to everyone who lives here. Honestly, everyone loves El Centro. Bad. So when we arrived here last year, there had just been a hurricane and the streets were flooded. Now, not all of Mazatlan was flooded, but certain parts of Mazatlan where we live right now was flooded. El Centro was flooded. There is a problem with flooding here in the really, really rainy periods of the hurricane season. Now, I don't think they get a lot of hurricanes here. That was last year. It doesn't happen all the time, obviously. But the flooding thing is a little yucky, and you don't want it to happen to you, right? That could completely ruin your home. So yeah, that's kind of serious, and I'm glad we haven't had to experience it ourselves, really, because it sort of receded after we got here. So we were driving into town and it was flooding, but by the time we got to our condo, that area wasn't flooded, and we were, thank God. So, but yeah, it's a problem at certain times of year. Super good, super good. If you've been following me for a while, you know I post a lot of pictures of sunsets. And the sunsets here are incredible. And the beaches are incredible. And they go together, man, like peanut butter and jelly. So anyway, every night it's a show. We stand and we look at the sky, at the ocean, at the sunset, and we can't tear our eyes away. And I know we are not the only people who feel that way about the sunsets and the beaches in Mazatlan. They are very, very, very special. It's just, you know, miles of beaches that you can spend time on that are public and everyone can enjoy. And then the sunsets. So yeah, I mean, that's like top of the list. Very, very good. Okay, this is bad, but it's kind of like trivial kind of bad. But if you want good Chinese food here, if you want good Thai food, ain't gonna happen. There is a lot of sushi here. It's just not our favorite sushi. So just our preference. We've had world-class sushi, so, you know, we're a little bit snobby about it. Hey, if you came here for the Asian food, that wasn't a good idea. Don't come to Mazatlan for the Asian food, because you're going to be disappointed. Are you surprised? Good. Very, very good. Yeah, you can get great seafood here, and of course, great Mexican food, because, well, you are in Mexico and you're right next to the beach. So great shrimp here. Mazatlan is known for its shrimp, okay? But the Mexican cuisine here is quite special. There's a lot of really upper echelon, like high class, excellent Mexican restaurants here, especially in El Centro. If you really want to have an experience, there's about probably 10 restaurants in the El Centro district that are way above the pack. And so, you know, you can have an amazing experience just as a foodie here, enjoying the Mexican cuisine and the shrimp. Very good. So, bad. I think you're thinking right now, didn't you leave something out? What about all this Mexican cartel and Sinaloa and the crazy, you know, headlines that we see about Mexico? And shouldn't we be worried? I mean, I was always told to be worried. Well, we have not had anything even remotely scary or sketchy happen here to us or anyone we know. Now, I'm not saying that there is no crime here or anything like that. I'm just saying we feel safe, secure, calm, cool, collected. Take that for what it's worth. I mean, I think it's a pretty safe place to live. I'm not saying all that stuff isn't happening. I just don't think it's really happening here. It's a tourist town, and I think that everyone wants things to be safe here in Mexico, in Mazatlan. It's so popular. No one wants to mess that up. So that's all I know. Okay, so here's the good and the bad. And I say this to an expat or an about to be expat. This is not your country. And that's good, right? And that's bad. So don't expect Mexico to be Canada or Mexico to be the United States or wherever you're coming from. And obviously you're coming here because you want something different for yourself. At least I think so, right? So that's good. You're in a place and it's different, and that's good. But over time, it can feel bad too, because you miss your home. So, right? So it can be good and it can be bad. And that's okay, because we're allowed to feel all those feelings and move through them. So sometimes it's good to be in a different country other than your own, and sometimes, some days, it's bad. But today it's good, right? Today it's good.